NHS backlogs. We're reaching the point where millions of people are anxiously waiting for the treatment that they desperately need.
I'm afraid some of our hospitals are falling apart. The Queen Elizabeth Hospital in King's Lynn near me, bits of the hospital being held up by stilts.
People's bills rising. Everyone poorer.
I'm really, really sorry. We are currently projected to head for a recession. We've currently got the lowest projections of growth rates in the G7.
Many families are having to cut back. Millions of families across the country at the moment are grappling with rising bills in food, filling up your car and everything else.
Increases in national insurance that we promised not to do in our manifesto. It's wrong to renege on a manifesto commitment when we had the money. Rishi's policies are making us less competitive. What has happened is that the tax has been raised on families through national insurance, so they're having to pay more money to the Treasury. I do think it is morally wrong at this moment when families are struggling to pay for their food that we have put up taxes on ordinary people when we said we wouldn't in our manifesto. And the fact is, whatever Rishi says now, we did not need to raise national insurance.
Well, the answer has got to be that we need to do things differently.
You were Chancellor until a few weeks ago. UK growth is set to be the worst in the G20 besides Russia. Another study says we will go from 18th to 31st out of 38 OECD countries. Members here see their pound shrinking, probably as fast as they see their high streets closing.
Of course I want to see growth growing, Nick, right? Of course. Now, we have to think about how to do that.
We have anemic growth in this country. We've got the lowest growth projected in the G7.
You're the first Chancellor since Labour's Dennis Healey in 1974 to raise corporation tax.
We currently have the highest tax burden in this country that we've had for 70 years.
Some reports suggest, going back to COVID, that your Eat Out to Help Out programme led to, some reports suggest, a 17% spike in COVID infections. With hindsight, which is great of course, was it a mistake?
No.
Well, that's one hell of a party political broadcast.